screen right here.
Is it on?
Oh, what?
Is it
Yes.
on? Oh, hi.
Hey. Welcome everybody. We're going to give it a few minutes here for more people to jump on.
Is it live?
Yes, it is. And then we'll get everything going. Excited to talk to you all today. We are talking about the new healing modality. The healing modalities of the new earth, which are going to be plant medicine, alternative healing, and energy healing.
I got to get comfy.
It is all stuff we're super passionate about. So just wanted to come on and have a quick live discussion with you all. We're going to give it about 2 or 3 more minutes before we kick everything off for everyone to jump in here. But I hope everyone's doing well out there, and feel free to jump in anytime when you're, if you have any input on everything. You know, we've been advocates of plant medicine. The biggest reason we've been advocates of plant medicine and these new energy modalities. Oh, hey, Amber.
Amber! Is she on? We have to let people in. You have to go to the waiting room, remember?
She's in.
Oh. But do we have to do the waiting room thing on Zoom now?
Nope.
Just kidding.
Hey guys, Amber's here too. I got that literally last second, and I'm in the bathtub, of course.
Well,
I totally just read. I said it's 3 o'clock here. So I'm not doing video, but I'm excited to hear what you're gonna say.
We might get more views if you were doing the video.
Oh, Lord, right? Probably.
Are you doing your face mask and
I've got my blue hair mask in, and so.
That is amazing. So glad you're with us, Amber.
Amber and I love doing our spa days in our hotel rooms and wherever, right, girl?
You know it, and sugar scrubs and all of that. I love our spa time.
I would be lying.
It falls under the self-love category.
Yeah, Dave is all about taking care of thyself.
I would be lying if I said I didn't partake in y'all's face masks years and years ago. And
that's when he was just trying to land a date with me.
Maybe more like a few months ago. Yeah.
Maybe that's right. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Amber. We were just jumping in, and this is going to be on, for anyone listening, this is going to be on our YouTube channel also. We have a whole playlist full of these live discussions where we jump on each week during this crazy little quarantine period where we jump on and just have a live discussion about something. And today we're talking about the new healing modalities of the new earth, which are going to be plant medicine, alternative healing, energy healing, and why we're passionate about it. And to foundationally preface it before Megan's going to do some breath work with us.
Nothing long today, guys. We're not doing a long meditation to that. We can't talk today, apparently. Mm-hmm. But what I wanted to do was just something really short, just something to give you a taste of something future to come and something that you can do on your own. So, you know, rapid breath work. When you're breathing fast, it is intense. Dave and I do that for about 45 minutes. And when you can get to that point, doing it that long, you know, I will tell you, you might actually get in the beginning more anxious. Like, oh my God, am I going to pass out? Can I do this? Like, is this okay? Am I safe to even be doing this? Like, it feels really freaky. But I promise you that when you push through that, man, that's when amazing things happen. It's like your body will start vibrating, your hands will vibrate, your skin might get warmer, you may have suppressed trauma that you didn't even know was suppressed come up, and you might be able to feel it so you can heal it. You may have downloads, epiphanies, ideas. It's just a really, really magical way. Really, it's almost like a natural psychedelic.
It really is. That's the best way I'd
You're not going, you know, we're only going to do it for like a minute. So you're not going to have that profound experience in like a minute's time. Like I don't expect you to start vibrating in like a minute. But I didn't want to go straight into doing like 20, 45 minutes of breath work because it is intense. So I just kind of want to give people a taste for it. You can do this on on your own at home, you know, and set your alarm for maybe in the beginning you just do 20 minutes. I guarantee you at that 20-minute mark, you're going to just be starting to probably vibrate if you haven't already. And at that point, you might be like, all right, let's do this another 20 minutes. So what I want everyone to do, just you're comfy, and I just want you to get real comfy. I want all the tension out. You know, I need to stretch, roll your neck, whatever you got to do, do that.
I don't think anyone's as comfortable as Amber in her bath, but we'll try and,
Right.
we'll try and get there.
But just go ahead and take a nice, long, deep breath in through your nose, and then let it out. And then what we're going to do, and again, it's just going to be for like a minute or two, nothing long, okay? You can do this for sure for a couple minutes, but we're going to be breathing like this. I'll demonstrate for you. So we're going to be, and your palms can be down, palms up, whatever, you know, heart center. I find during rapid breath work, I prefer to have my hands in my lap. But again, we're not doing this very long. But what we're going to be doing is something like this. Okay? So I want everyone to go ahead and join me right now and go. And as you're doing this, if you have to start going, if you're doing it for 45 minutes, you might have to slow it down. Keep doing it as I talk. Keep doing it. You might have to slow it down, but make sure you're going. You know, start to get tingly. You might get a little lightheaded, and you're going to keep doing that. Now speed it up a little. And then back to the medium breath. And just know I am powerful and I am safe. And I am in the receiving mode, okay? And then keep on. We're about to finish up. Pick it up. Sigh it out. Now, what we've just done is we're just getting your energy flowing. You want to be in a state of flow. And anything that's been stagnant over the course of the night and the day, we're just really getting that to flowing throughout our energetic and physical body, okay? And now the last thing that I want us to do is I'm going to have you take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. And actually, before you do that, sorry, I want you to first think of your intention for the remainder of your day today. What do you intend? What do you want to feel like today? What do you want to experience today? Okay? Maybe you just want to intend to feel good. Maybe you want to be productive and clean. Maybe you want to journal and write, get creative and paint. Maybe you want to work out, you know? Whatever your intention is, I'm going to have you breathe it in, and then you're going to hold the breath, and I will let you know when to release it. And as you hold that breath, you're going to imagine, visualize that intention playing out and feeling what it feels like to have that play out. So now that you've got your intention, breathe that in, hold the breath, and really see it playing out. That intention just unfolding perfectly in your day today. And keep holding the breath. And then sigh it out and release it out into the universe so that it can manifest for you today. And then just smile. Awesome. Today's a great day.
Thank you very much, Megan. I got to say, breath work is something I'm still learning so much more about from Megan, actually. She does this trauma breath work that is just incredible. And we did a breath work a little less than a week back, 45 minutes, hardcore session. And I'm bringing this up in this because I, in every part of my being, know it as a powerful healing modality. We went through the whole deep breath work for 45 minutes, and I actually had something come up and process that I didn't even know I had to heal from, that just came up and processed.
You didn't know because it was suppressed.
Because it was suppressed trauma.
A trauma from what? How old were you?
23.
So when he was 23, something came up. And it was something that I didn't even know had come up in his ayahuasca ceremony. And he didn't never tell me because he had so many other things that came up. And my healing was like at the, priority, right? Yeah. And it came back up and he was able to feel those feelings and release them. Crying is good. It doesn't mean that you're not a man. Like it's the worst thing that you can do for your energetic, for your spirit, and definitely for your physical body, to hold and suppress traumas. You have to feel them in order to release them.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful point. That kind of ties into what we're talking about today, the healing modalities of the new earth and what it's going to be all about. And foundationally, what I want to start off by saying is this is all coming from our experience. That's all we can ever speak on, is just our experience. We would never speak on something that we haven't had direct experience with, or a couple things, for instance, as a quick example, Iboga, while we haven't experienced that with our podcast, we have interviewed some incredible practitioners and facilitators of Iboga, which is a very powerful plant medicine that works great with addictions. But everything we talk about today, it's going to be based off of stuff from our experience of genuinely healing. So, and
just so you know, when you do that breath work, if you know you're going to be doing it for 45 minutes, make sure you're at a pace that you can do for 45 minutes, whether it's just, I did it a little bit faster just because I wanted you to get really that energy swirling in that short amount of time. Yeah. I just wanted to say that real quick because I don't want you to pass out at home.
That is powerful stuff. I will say that doing that breath work was the closest thing to it. I felt like a psychedelic experience without a substance. It really was. And
I'm telling you, after about 20 minutes, you will vibrate.
My hands and legs were vibrating like at a higher rate than it's ever vibrated before. It was crazy. I highly
and then you're in a great state for healing. I did this breath work right before the following day I had some energy work scheduled to do, and I had way more profound healing take place with my healer than ever because I was so in a high vibrational state. It's great for manifesting things that you actually do want and not the things that you don't want.
Yeah. So breath work is something that is only going to become more and more prevalent as people discover it. Megan, actually, that's one of the key elements of her practice with all the people that we coach, the people that we help, the people that she helps heal. Her trauma breath work is a key element of that. And
of course, it's great for aligning your chakras.
Absolutely. And if anyone is interested in that, obviously go to Maegical.com. We're doing it. We can do a free consultation with you and talk to you about it because it is so powerful. And
I can guide you through it so that way it's not as intense. And I can incorporate visualization and affirmations that are going to help you face those demons, that darkness that you've been through, and again, be able to release that.
Because here's the reality. If you don't release it, it won't go away.
It will end up moving from your soul, spirit, energetic body into your physical body, and then you will have all these mystery illnesses that doctors can't figure out.
So on that note, let's just keep going with the trauma breath work because breath work is absolutely going to be a healing modality in the new earth.
True.
100%. And the beautiful thing about it is, guess what? With breath work, you have the breath. It's not like you have to use a substance for this. You naturally have DMT flowing through you. And I don't want to speak on something I don't know 100% about, but from what I've heard across the board is DMT actually can get released when you do breath work at a certain level into your brain and you're able to reach psychedelic states. That's why it feels that way.
It's good to be guided through it in the beginning until you really are comfortable with it.
Yep, absolutely. And again, it goes back to helping you release suppressed trauma. And one of the reasons why we're big on these new healing modalities and Maegical, the movement of Maegical is about healing, is because it hasn't been gone about right in the past. Why do you
I've tried everything, you guys, over the past 25 years.
People have tried everything. She's definitely tried everything. And the reality is that, you know, most Western medicines, a lot of medicine, they just put a Band-Aid over the symptom. And big surprise, pharmaceutical companies, they tend to, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and a lot of them cause more symptoms than what they're trying to fix.
I was on Xanax prescribed by a doctor for 20 years. And let me tell you, it was hard. I always wanted to get off of it, but every time I tried, I would get so physically ill that I was like, I just have to keep taking it, you know? And when I did find out the key to get off of Xanax successfully, which is so different than what you would think, the way you have to taper off is not a normal way of thinking of tapering. It's very different, unique. All of the suppressed trauma flew like just like wham, you know,
like a brick wall.
And then all the physical ailments like were more intensified. I was like, oh my gosh, is this how I would have felt like the past 20 years of my life? Like, oh my God. And it never, so I had all this PTSD, all these horrible ailments, and that was just masking it. I was never healing myself. And it's important to get to the root cause and heal it, because we all have the power to do that. Whether we believe it or not, I'm here to tell you we do, because I didn't believe it for many, many years. But I am living proof. If I can heal, anyone can heal.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And people haven't, you know, they haven't been told about this. You know, suppressed trauma is still being discovered, but that is a major root cause, if not the root cause, of all of these things manifesting. And trauma breathwork digs that out, because you get in such a high vibrational state, it just comes up. Again, I can't talk enough more about it, me personally, because I didn't even know. I went into this breathwork session thinking, all right, cool, I'm going to do some breathwork. I learn from this girl all the time. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. Let's go into it for 45 minutes. No clue something was going to come, and it came up powerfully. And I didn't know I had all that in.
And you were vibrating.
Vibrating. I've never experienced that, even on a psychedelic. And I've had my share of psychedelics.
It's crazy,
and that was very, very, very different. So definitely I urge everyone, try the trauma breath work, learn more about your own breath work, study breath work, because that ain't going away. Breath is the center of everything you do.
And it's good because it's almost like with anything tough in life, because it's like when we take the big risk in life, when we make that jump, that's when amazing thing happens. Same thing with the breath work. You're going to get really like freaked out hearing it.
It's
going to be intense,
and
you're like, I can't do this any longer. But once you push through that barrier, then it's amazing things happen, and you're going to be grateful that you did it.
Yep, absolutely. So that's on breath work, and we did want to hit on that and start on that, because that is absolutely foundational. In fact, it's interesting, the first lesson that monks are taught as children is to control their breath. You know, no matter what, the first thing that happens when you start to get anxiety, you start to get fear, anything, your heart beats faster and you start to breathe faster. So if you can come back to a calm, peaceful thought and control your breath, force yourself to start breathing slow, your whole body will respond to that and you'll begin relaxing. It's all about breath, and it's so powerful. The breath is so powerful. I can't talk enough more about it.
If you're ever anxious and like panicky, I'm telling you right now, if you do that even for 10 minutes, you're going to feel night and day difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I would recommend, obviously not Xanax, but you know what I mean? Like instead of Xanax, go do some breath work, because I guarantee you're going to feel better.
Yep. So we wanted to hit on breath work first. And again, we wanted to clarify all this stuff is in our experience. And moving into this new earth and this new way of living that we're all going to be living in, you know, the old ways are going to start to falter. And it's not down talking again. It's just because the far majority don't work people are sicker than they have been. People are getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're at the end of their rope. And most of the time with these new healing modalities, we're talking about like breath work or Reiki or ayahuasca, whatever we talk about, there's a significant conditioned belief of fear around those. But what we found, first of all, a lot of people found a ton of healing from them, but take that fact and put it aside. Even the people that are being conditioned to conditioned to think that they're fear, that think that they're bad.
I was one of those people for the longest time.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the devil's work for
Yep.
the longest time, y'all.
Yep, and most people are. They're conditioned
Because
to
I
believe.
didn't know. It was just what I was told.
Yep. They're conditioned to believe that these things are
We have
bad.
to think, and we have to think for ourselves, but we have to use our own discernment.
Yep.
It's like those people that are teaching this. It's like, well, I have discernment too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So go back to your breath, go within, use your own discernment and feel something out. And if it feels good and it feels right, then it is.
Exactly. You have that
You will
internal
know.
light and guidance within you. And the reality is people are now at the end of the rope to where they're willing to try this stuff. And then they're going to see that it really does work. And then it's good.
Yeah, it changed my life.
So always, like she said, use your own discernment for sure. And always go within. Your answers are all within there. You know, that's a powerful point to bring up. So with these newer, a couple of the, we spoke about the trauma breath work, which I definitely wanted to hit on, and I want to keep coming back to every now and then. I want you to remember that and keep that in your mind. When you're talking about the plant medicines, ayahuasca obviously is one of the first ones that comes to mind. But even before that, one thing I do want to talk about, which I think is good because it's going to get people more opened up to these plant medicines that are beautiful, are helpful. And this what I'm about to talk about wasn't on our radar at all.
It's not a plant medicine.
It's not a plant medicine.
But it is
clear.
a medicine.
It's a medicine. It's a medicine. It's an alternative healing practice that we're still learning more about. But as we learn more and more, the results are just astounding that we're hearing about, and that's ketamine. Ketamine. There's some facilities, and in fact, Charles Patty and Michael Zappelin, he's a award-winning filmmaker for The Reality of Truth. Charles Patty is an incredible human. He opened up a revived wellness center
in
Florida that is a successful wellness center that does ketamine infusions and does holistic healing practices.
And he has a group on Facebook called Only Positive Vibes and Posts.
Yep,
it's a great group. He
has a Facebook group also. So we first learned about it from Michael Zappelin, the award-winning filmmaker, because Zappy, he's really successful, sold his website for like hundreds of millions of dollars, then he was unhappy, learned about plant medicine, healed a lot through ayahuasca, had a ton of experience with plant medicine, found ketamine, found immense healing with ketamine, and then doubled down on that because his mission now is to end suicide by 75% using ketamine and ketamine treatments. So he's helping sinners all around the world.
This is using ketamine in a clinical setting, not at a music festival.
To be very clear, when we talk about psychedelics, plant medicine, ketamine, it is in a very clinical setting. It is used with a specific kind of ketamine therapy.
It's a certain dosage.
It's very, what's the word?
Which is different, obviously, for everyone.
Yeah, it's very clinical and it's very professional, okay? But he's using that now. And we met Charles Patty, who opened a facility, and his mission is to bring it around and help heal people too. Ketamine is the only substance that scientifically has been proven to create new neural pathways in your brain around damaged neural pathways and clear up damaged neural pathways too. So the research on it is pretty amazing. It's still early stage, but I mean, we're just hearing success story after success story after success story, and very, very low risk from what we're hearing across the board too, from these people that have been facilitating it now for years.
So, and in fact, I actually went for my first infusion yesterday. And what about the statistics on the door that I took a picture and sent to you?
Oh my gosh, let's talk about those. So listen, I've been in outpatient facilities before. I struggled with binge drinking for years of my life. I definitely partied. I definitely made bad decisions with cocaine in my day when I was making horrible decisions. It was just at a low, dark place in my life when I was in New York. Well, the root, well, not the root, but the main thing that kept causing issues was the binge drinking. So I've been in outpatient facilities. I've tried everything the world told me to try back then. Well, in these outpatient facilities, there's statistics, right? And a good statistic for a successful outpatient facility is 4 to 10% success. 4 to 10% success is good.
That's
for
whack.
For someone going through a facility. Didn't work for me. I wanted to drink more when I got out of there because they told me I had no power. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic of why it didn't work. But that's success.
Can everyone just stop and just say right now, I am powerful.
Right.
I claim all of my power back right now, and so it is.
That's right. I'm powerful. I claim all my power back right now, and so it is. Affirmations are key. So on that note, 4 to 10% across the board of success. This ketamine clinic that Megan went to boasted 50 to 70% success rate and different statistics on lowering anxiety, PTSD, depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of the chronic pain, all these things. 50 to 70% cure rate and lower rate. That is unheard of in the world of, if you want to even call healing what they use in these other facilities in Western medicine, if you even want to call it that. 50 to 70% lowering anxiety, lowering depression, chronic pain, that's unheard of. But it's because it is regenerating and repairing neural pathways in the brain. So again,
and I had a pleasant experience, just so you know.
Yep.
And some people have good experiences. Sometimes, you know, the lady that did my, she had one session that was just incredible and one session that was a little bit, you know, darker, but it's because that's something that you have to face, you know, and that's still healing. You think my ayahuasca was pretty and fun? Ooh. Hell to the no.
Exorcism.
That was not fun at all, but the outcome was nothing short of miraculous and beautiful.
Yeah, and I urge everyone.
And it made me feel very much childlike. Like yesterday, and I did a lower dose. Like I go back on Friday and they're doing me up on Friday. But I like to get my feet wet, you know. But anyway, even off of a low dose yesterday, it was like my inner child came out, and I was very much childlike and
she was
playful,
giggly.
but my emotions were on high too. Like I was very not in a bad way, you know. Like I was watching something funny, because you only want to fill your mind with positivity, especially, you always want to, but especially if you do something like that, because the medicine's still working after you leave there, just like with ayahuasca. And I was watching something funny, and yet it was bringing tears to my eyes, even though I was like happy. It's like a happy tear. I was like feeling happy tears all throughout my day, and that was just off getting my feet wet with it, you know.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know how
Friday's
how
gonna
it
be more
goes.
intense. And as I personally feel called to speak on these healing modalities, learn more about them so I can speak from experience and help other people find them, I'm actually going to be doing it with her on Friday.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Find out.
Yeah, we got to find out.
Let's affirm it right now.
Yep, it's happening.
Done.
So what I urge everyone to do too when you hear about these, because of the way we're all programmed and wired from different cases, fight cognitive dissonance. And what I mean by that is if you're listening to this and when you hear the word ketamine, it jolts you in a negative way, there's a reason for that. If you hear mushrooms and it jolts you in a negative way.
Well, let me stop. I have witnessed ketamine at music festivals back in the day, and like I would have never thought in a million. I never did it. But I would have never thought in a million years that they would be offering it like in a clinical setting.
That's true.
And it's so different.
That's true, and its intention is so important. And
setting an
way,
intention always.
So ketamine is a very interesting one, and I'm telling you, you're gonna see ketamine start to blow up. And I bring that up too because that is the foot in the door. People that have fear of psychedelics, fear of plant medicine, fear of their potential healing because of the negative stigma and conditioning, ketamine may be something where like, well, it's more medical, I'll try that out. And if and when they try that out and they get the profound experience, they could be more open to the healing modalities of plant medicine. So there is so much beautiful work happening with ketamine. We're very excited about it. And we're excited to continue experiencing these so we can teach better, teach more, teach from more experience because
anyone can teach me something and tell me this is the way, right?
You can read anything out of a book, but there's a difference between
experience it because there's a lot of things that I have experienced that I was taught was not good. You should never do this and that, right? And I'm not glad that I was at the end of my rope, but I am at the same time because of that, because those people had never been at the end of the rope. So they don't get what it's like to be in those kind of shoes. I was at the end of my rope, needed healing so desperately bad that I tried these things, and I'm so thankful because they were not what people told me they were. And I experienced that for myself.
Absolutely. And
you have to use your discernment with any healer that you work with. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. Yeah,
for sure. And you'll find those that tend to make you try and think these things in fearful ways probably haven't experienced them. The far majority of people that speak about these things that they say are bad, like plant medicines or ketamine or whatever they're talking, even things like the law of attraction that works to your benefit, they probably have never experienced it or they've never utilized it or anything. And I've always struggled with wondering, how can someone really speak on something that has so much potential benefit and is coming out as having so much potential benefit without experiencing it themselves?
Yeah, everyone's experience is obviously different, but I mean, we're speaking from our experience, and I've tried everything, you guys, like everything. And the things that we are so passionate about, that we keep spreading the word about, are things that in our experience helped me profoundly.
Yep, absolutely. So that's on ketamine. Moving on to the next thing. This is a good segue because, you know, yeah, you've probably heard, and I know we've all heard of ketamine being at music festivals and all that stuff. Intention setting is super important.
And out of all the drugs at the music festival, I don't think it has like the classiest reputation, but
right, which ties right into mushrooms, which again, intention is super important, and a lot of them people are finding healing with that too, that kind of psychedelic plant medicine type thing. And ayahuasca is obviously the one that we have most often spoke about because of Megan's profound healing, and how like she said, she was at the end of her rope, and we prayed about it. We did affirmations asking for healing, and ayahuasca is exactly what came up and exactly what we continue to get guided to.
I will tell you though, you know, I talk about using your discernment, but sometimes you have to be careful because of the ego, because with ayahuasca, I had done so much research. It terrified me, but at the same time, and I just desperately wanted to heal, right? But at the same time, there was something, I was a nice person, but I was, you know, had lots of trauma by someone evil at a young age. So like, there was a darkness in me that would come out sometimes, and like, I couldn't control it. I was aware of it, and I was like, oh my God, like I thought I was losing my mind. And it's interesting because the closer that I got to ayahuasca, it messed with me, because it knew that if I got to that ceremony and took the right enough dosage, that it was going to be pushed out. And so you have to also be careful and know what is discernment and what is your ego, and what, you know what I mean? Because if I would have listened to that fearful darkness that was trying to push me, keep me from going to ayahuasca, I would not have gotten that healing. And I was able to push through and still go because I knew that I needed the help. And I was like, I'm a warrior. I'm just going to do this. Like, I have to heal. But I was close to not doing it because of that. So you've got to really know what you're listening to when you go within. Yeah. Because that darkness came out in that second ceremony, the right dosage with the 5-MeO-DMT. It left my body. It was like an exorcism, yes, but it was so beautiful in the end.
Yep. And ayahuasca, I would say, is for that PTSD healing, is for that suppressed trauma healing, is for what they would call soul healing. That's basically if you're at a point where you've tried other, and you know, you have
to feel called.
You have to feel called to it 100%. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. You have to feel called to it.
That's important.
It's important to use discernment, and I would, you know,
some people might not be. It might not be your calling yet. It might be calling you at a later time, and you need to listen to that.
Absolutely. And it's so important to know where you're going and get referral from people you trust and know, because it's so important. The shaman and the facilitator is so important. They are holding the ceremony. That's a whole nother topic that we won't get too much into, but because we're just talking about the healing of it, the ayahuasca can be a beautiful healing experience for the deepest, darkest traumas and the most suppressed. Because, you know what, she got probably 5% healing from this trauma breath work she did before, whereas ayahuasca did like 60.
I would agree.
60%. So it's like she could have healed on her own 100%.
And I'm sure if I did ayahuasca 17 more times, which I do plan to do it
15,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I plan to do it again. But like, I'm just saying, it's like an onion layer. When you have a lot of trauma, like I do in my life, in my past, then you got to peel the layers. So you can't just expect to be healed just overnight. I got profound healing overnight, yes. But like, I'm still on that healing journey. There's 40% that I'm still working with right now. So that's important too.
Really important to know. So that's a big one with ayahuasca. So we definitely wanted to bring that up and talk about how we strongly feel as we continue to move into this new
integration.
World. Well,
we'll hit on that later.
Yeah.
We'll hit on that later.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up, was Iboga. Now, to be clear, Ibogaine is not something that Ibogaine is not something we have. It's the only one we don't have direct experience yet. However, we do feel like it's worth.
We've had a lot of people on our podcast that facilitated, like in Colombia and Mexico.
Yeah, we've had some incredible people on our podcast. Karen O'Neill is one of them. Michael Cassidy. They both hold Ibogaine ceremonies around the world. Karen is in Mexico, and then Michael travels all over. Genuine, incredible people. Karen healing from eating disorder.
It's for addiction.
Yeah. So
any addiction, whether it's pornography, whether it's substances, alcohol,
Ibogaine
drugs,
has an
food.
80% addiction cure rate.
And
80%.
oftentimes,
80%.
1 or 2. Oftentimes, it's not like ayahuasca. It usually, for most people, for a lot of people, it just takes 1 or 2 times. But again, we'll touch on this later. Integration has a big part to play in that success rate as well.
Integration is everything, which we'll talk about in a minute. But integration is foundationally everything with these medicines, which we'll get to in a second. But Ibogaine is more for addiction and soul healing. It's been, and again, I urge everyone, when you hear this information from us, research yourself. Google this stuff yourself. Look stuff up yourself.
So many.
Talk to people in our group. If you're in our group, Maegical Stories of Healing, ask something in that group, or Maegical, Stories of Healing.
We have so many.
A Place for Healing, sorry. That's our podcast. A Place for Healing on Facebook. If you're there, make a post. We have thousands of people that have experiences and hundreds that have facilitated in that group.
And there's so many plant medicines. There's Cambo, which that's, we haven't experienced that one yet. We plan to experience all these, but
San Pedro.
that's for like healing, I can't even think of the word. Like if you have toxins in your body, it's like the most powerful, like natural antibiotic.
Yep.
In the world.
Yep. And there's hundreds of people in our group that have dedicated their life to these medicines. So check out, if you're not in it, go to Facebook, put a Maegical Place for Healing and join it. There's so much beautiful knowledge in there.
But even something simple as like marijuana, cannabis, obviously it can be very medicinal. Don't abuse it. Bless it. I bless my marijuana with love and light, and I set an intention on what I want to receive from my marijuana. Kratom is another plant medicine that's great for pain. Now, you have to be careful with dosage, because if not, you will puke your guts up, and that ain't fun for anyone. But these are all amazing natural medicines that have been given to us, that can give us the profound experience that we're searching for.
Yeah, Kratom is great for pain, like she's saying.
Yeah, when I'm in a lot of pain and I take that, as long as I don't do more than like a tablespoon, like my pain, let's say I'm on like a level 1, let's say someone asked me, what is your pain on a scale of 1 to 10? And I'd be like a 20, like no lie. Because I've dealt with a lot of chronic pain. I'll do that and it's like literally gone. Like the pain is gone for like 24 hours, it's gone.
Now to be clear, that's a temporary.
That's my experience.
And that's a temporary.
It's not healing it, it's just helping you. Rather than taking like a pharmaceutical for pain, take something natural like that, and it'll at least give you relief.
Yep.
Kind of like acupuncture. Acupuncture is not preventing me from anything, but it's giving me relief when I need it.
Yeah. So Kratom's a great one to use. Again, that's a freaking plant.
Be careful with dosage.
Yeah, dosage is important, because something about too much, you will
barf that right up.
But man, Kratom's great. Cambo, that's a great one to bring up. Again, we haven't experienced that. San Pedro is supposed to be a beautiful experience too. There's all of these medicines that we strongly believe are going to become.
As soon as we can travel again,
we're trying them all so we can experience them all and bring you very clear, concise
Because we want to be able to speak from experience.
Right.
And not
just reading from a book or telling you what we've been conditioned to think. We want to be able to talk from experience.
We're talking about it. We're mentioning it right now because it resonates.
Resonates strongly, and the people that have dedicated their life to it have found that it is profoundly healed.
And after my experiences with ayahuasca and stuff, I mean,
such
believe
believers,
it. Yeah.
And guess what? Way better than freaking pharmaceuticals.
But you guys have to understand. You can't be like, oh, but I could have a bad experience, or it could be scary, or it's not going to be pleasant. Well, you know, if it heals you, who cares? You know, most of the time, oftentimes, these experiences aren't always pleasant, are they?
No. I'm
Why
glad you're mentioning
like that?
Someone was a little hesitant sometimes with her experience.
Well, I know. I just did ketamine yesterday. I'm human. But I'm just saying, like, just because it might not be a pleasant experience does not mean that you shouldn't do it. Because I'm telling you, you didn't get sick overnight, and what led you getting sick wasn't pleasant. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you have to go back through the darkness to get to the light.
That's a beautiful point. And that's the thing too. There's so many facets to this. If you feel called to one of these things, whether it's ayahuasca, Iboga, you know, ketamine, whatever, go in. And there's going to be anxiety, especially not all the time, but sometimes you might need more of a dosage for a certain amount. You may, depending, and always go to the professionals for what you think with that. But if you do, you're going to have anxiety, but you might have a little nervousness about it. But if that's going to lead you to healing, it's worth everything.
Like in my experience, you would think that I would need a lower dosage because I'm like 110 pounds. You know, I'm tiny. And for some crazy reason, I have to like take a crazy strong dosage, and I don't know if it's because I have such a barrier up with my suppressed trauma that that's the only thing that will just blast through it and give me the healing that I'm needing. But again, I'm not just saying go deep, go take a big dose. Like, you always want to use your discernment, work with a shaman that you trust, because that's just my experience again and what I did. But I do always like to the first time get my feet wet a little bit. I'm the opposite of David.
I'm an extremist.
And then I will be like, okay, let's do this.
And self-admittedly, I'm an extremist. I want to know what it is. I want to go all the way in, the most I can possibly go, and get the full experience to the farthest extent.
That's not the best advice.
Not saying that any advice for anyone out there. I'm just telling you how I am.
Yeah, learn from David's mistakes.
Learn from my mistakes. There we go. Perfect. Great segue. She mentioned something really good I want to come back to, because it ties right into the energy healing part of this, is we've become big believers in blessing your food, blessing what you're putting into your body, giving it an intention, sending loving energy to it.
I have horrible food intolerances, or no, I used to, and because even just speaking like that, it's like, oh, that's still information.
Right.
So, you know, food, my relationship with food has been crazy, you know, and it's been an over 20-year journey with it, where it's like, I never know if I'm going to be miserable and debilitated for the next 5-11 days after I have a bite of food or not. It is insane. And so I've started, since I am attuned for Reiki, you know, I send Reiki to my food, but like, I just always bless my food with love and light. And I like literally imagine that light just flowing from the heavens into my food. And I can visualize it just enveloped in that light of the divine. And it's crazy how I can tell a difference when I eat my food when I do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still do my best to choose very healthy, plant-based, organic, you know, foods, you know, but
because keep in mind,
if you're in a bind where you can't eat like that, then you absolutely should bless your food.
And if this sounded crazy to you, I'm going to tell you why. We've been conditioned to believe we don't have power, and we've been conditioned to give our power away to people since we were kids. You have so much power. You are so powerful.
And we are not separate from God. God is within us.
God is within you. You have
Holy Spirit lives within us.
Your intention is so powerful. Your thoughts are so powerful. The foods, the medicines you put into your body, yes, they have healing qualities, but your intention and thoughts and towards it are everything.
Your mind. So when you visually, God, you guys should use your mindset. It's one of the most powerful tools God's blessed you with. Because if you go there in the mind, just like the secret says, you go there in the body and the reality. So like when I do meditations and I visualize things that I want to manifest, it's insane. And then I feel like what it would feel like to already have them. It is insane how it's like,
and it's so different.
There you go. It's already here.
And when you start transitioning, like in my past, I used to experiment with psychedelics. I found healing from it. It's pretty profound, but it was more just recreational. Wow, this is fun. It is totally transitioned in my life now. First of all, we almost never do them at all anymore. But if we do, it is very ceremonious. It is very sacred. We have a clear, it's medicinal. It's very clear intention. We bless everything. We set a specific intention. We are going in for specific clarity and around something that is divinely led in our life towards our purpose. It is completely different than what it used to be, because intention is so important. And these are beautiful, powerful tools we've been given.
And think about this. You know, like people are like, oh, like everyone's focusing, which you should be, on eating non-GMO food and eating raw foods and organic fruits and vegetables. It is the same thing when it comes to medicines. Like, these medicines are the non-GMO of the medicine world. These are the organic medicines, and like all the pharmaceuticals are like all the processed food, right? Like, it's really the same.
Wow, that's awesome. I never even thought of that.
I just thought of it, but
that's really cool.
It is.
That's a great point. I need to write that down. Actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, that's how it happens.
It's true.
It's funny. I'll be saying something and then a thought will pop into her head.
I have to say it when I think it
better
because I'll forget
whatever
it.
I'm saying.
I'm like, I'm waiting for him to finish the sentence, so I'm like, not really interrupting, but like it's still good. We work
it tends to work well that way.
Yeah, we do.
So that is a really that is a great point to get into energy healing. Reiki really does work. And you know what? I grew up so conditioned.
But you need to discern your healer, because then you can tap into light, or, you know, like there's all this energy, but it's either do you tap into the light end or do you tap into the dark end, you know, so use your discernment there. But like, y'all, Reiki, energy healing has been so amazing for me that's why I'm attuned for Reiki. You know, I do Reiki on myself. I can do Reiki on other people now.
You can do distance Reiki too, which is cool.
So that's the things that I'm working with and really trying to master and evolve with right now, because I know how profound they can be.
Awesome.
And are.
So the last thing we want to talk about, and I can't reiterate the importance of this enough, is integration. So no matter what healing modality you're using, understand there is not a quick fix. There is not.
And you have to do the work.
You take this and you're just miraculously healed. Yes. Now there's a lot of sacred, beautiful healing that can come from powerful things like ayahuasca, for sure. However, you have a mission. You have to do the work when you get back.
The meditation, the affirmations, the journaling, getting out in nature, the eating the right foods, because if you don't do that, and having a support, you know, group or person that you can talk to, because if not, I'm not saying you'll go all the way back to square one, but you can definitely have a setback and you're like, oh my God, but I just had all that healing. Why have I taken steps backwards? And then you're hard on yourself, and you should be gentle and loving with yourself. Fire. And so, and so integration is huge, you know, have someone that can like hold you accountable to really doing the work, so that after you consistently do this work, it becomes natural to you, and then that's your way of life and living, and then you're in a really good place.
So I urge everybody, if you're going to use any of these healing modalities, from breath work, ayahuasca, whatever you choose, or whatever you're going to go into, ask what the integration is. If they don't have an answer, start asking around and talking to people about it, and find out what integration practices could be good for that healing modality, because integration is so important. Rather, if you got like 80% healing, you can probably stay at 70%, but if you don't do it, you'll drop to 30%. Like that.
I don't know if you go that low.
Maybe not that low, maybe like 50%. But you'll lose some of the stuff you could get. You're still going to have healing, but integration can just multiply it and make it so much better. So integration is key.
It's just a way of life. It's a way of living. It's a new way of living. Yep. But it's a way to get you on the path of living this new and improved life.
Yep. The
life that you've always wanted, and the life that you deserve, because it is your birthright.
That's a great point. So that's what we wanted to talk to you about today. You know, we are so passionate about all these, and the more we learn, the more we're going to bring to every one of you and pass you the more information, because as you
feel free to share your stories with us. We love hearing.
Reach out to us. Let us know about your story. We'll put you on the podcast. You know,
we'll feature you in our newsletter.
Yeah, we have a newsletter. So we want to share with you because you know what? When we heal, the collective heals, and we all heal
That's a good name.
together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is good.
That is good.
We'll use that. So when we all heal. So.
And you are powerful.
Yes.
And you have the capability to heal yourself. You might need modalities like the ones that we're talking about to help facilitate it. But that's what ayahuasca did, you guys. It facilitated me to do my own healing and my own inner work. I was purging all the darkness, and I could do that anytime. I was crying and releasing and letting go of all this trauma that was in my energetic body and my physical body. But we can all do that. It just helped facilitate it for me.
Trauma breathwork is.
It doesn't mean you have to have ayahuasca.
So trauma breathwork can do it. And look, again, she has a powerful trauma breathwork she helps all of our clients through. If anyone's interested in that, schedule a free consultation with us. We'll chat. We'll see what you got going on.
And we've also temporarily, because of just the circumstance with like the pandemic and everything, we've even we're discounting our prices right now. Yeah. To just make it easy for everyone because we want people to heal.
Yep. So thanks for being here with us. We love you all. Feel free to share this if it resonates with you. We want everyone to learn about these new healing modalities because that's what's going to be healing people in this new earth. Y'all have a great day. Evening. Happy healing.